I'm trying to take some updated video of the puppies. I put them out on a pad, and Chavons like, "What are you doing with my puppies? Why are they out here?" But they are almost 3 weeks old. Bogie's checking them out, and Chavons like, "You get away from those children." This is a one-woman show. Bo, your big butt's in the way of the camera. You gotta move over here. Yeah, you gotta move your butt. He said, "Daddy, Daddy, there." Bo, he just comes over and licks the puppies on the head. He's like, "Oh, my son." Junior. He wants to see you, Bo. He said he wants to see his dad. Where's dad? Now I know this is the kind of videos that, the type of video that my audience likes to see. You know, everything's all cuteness and happiness and light. They don't want to see nothing heavy, nothing hard, nothing, nothing that's gonna spark controversy or bring any sense of reality into life. You get all this wonderful, soft, gentle, Charmin type cloud, video stuff going on with the dogs, and I show you this is my sweet spot with the dogs, but I have a real life too. My life isn't all about dogs, and your life shouldn't be either. If your life is totally about dogs, and that's all you can think about and sleep, eat all day long, you are missing the boat, because life isn't just about animals. It's primarily about people and relationships. Okay, so that's the reality of your life. This is the sweet spot where you come and you enjoy the softer side of life and experience something that helps you to relax and unwind. This is the part of your life that you can share with God's creation, and that's great. It's perfect. It's like going outside in the woods and getting a walk. Some people like to go out and chop wood, and some like to go fish, and some of us just like to hang out with dogs, and that's perfectly fine. It's a good therapy, good relief. But if you are incapable of accepting the fact that life is 90% something else and maybe only 10% therapy, then you need to take the blinders off. And that's part of what's wrong with this entire nation. We've got an entire nation of accident forgiveness. Everybody wants to make light of it, just forgive, accept, go on with your life and let life happen, because it isn't their life. It's not their life that was taken away, or their dream, or their happiness. It's easy for you tell other people to let it go and forgive and walk away, and that is what you have to do. But it's not your life. Okay? And you say, "Well, I get it, I understand. I have had tough things happen in my life." Well, you know what? There comes a time in your life when you stop tiptoeing around the truth, and you stop mollycoddling the people that have hurt you and misused you, and where you bring them to the place of confrontation, where you bring the people in your life to the place of exposure. And that's part of what's wrong with this country. I know, Bogue, I'm talking tough, and you don't like that. But with this welfare society and the horrible government we have in place right now, handing out the freebies and just saying, love and peace, love and peace. At the same time, they are ripping us year after year, claiming higher taxes, spending our money on their personal agendas, and leaving us with less and less to live on and to actually enjoy life with. And you're all okay with that. You're all okay with that, because they're feeding you all these side issues. They're throwing racism at you, something that was resolved decades ago in this country. You're like, "Well, you're not black, and you don't get it. I mean, you haven't faced the racism issue, and your ancestors weren't slaves." Oh, you're right. You're so right about that. Mine came out of the Holocaust, baby. Your slave ancestors, which 90% of you don't even have in this country, are still alive. They have children and children's children. Mine had nothing. They were wiped out. So yeah, don't bring me that crap, okay? I don't need your racism crap. That was resolved decades ago. That's just another bone they're throwing at you to feed you, to keep your mind away from the facts and the truth of what they're doing to this nation. So, it's time to expose the dirt. It's time to expose the criminals. It's time to expose the dirt bags in this nation. And I'm talking from the top, the dirty White House, down to the lowest institution in this country, which would probably be the dog show world. I would put that pretty low down. You know, that's right down there with, you know, livestock exhibitions. And it's time to expose the frauds, the dirt bags, the criminals, the scumbags for what they are. You know, you got people that spend their whole lives involved in a sport like purebred dogs, like Michael and I did, and we were good eggs. We did not ever set out to hurt anyone, take advantage of anyone, or cause any problems for anybody. We're the kind of people that open the doors for you, teach you how to do this thing, groom your dogs, you know, how to live with them, love and enjoy them. We're that kind of people. We're the kind of people that played the sport clean. And we got dirtied. We got dumped on. We got mistreated. We got misused because of scumbags in the sport that are at the top, that are pulling the strings and making puppets out of everybody. Now, if that's okay by you, that's great. You know, you want everybody to, it's all to be sweetness and light, and you just, you know, walk away and forgive that. Yeah, you can walk away and forgive that. And that's exactly what we do. We walk away and forgive it, but not until we've exposed it. Our job is to expose, you know, the darkness, the cockroaches that are running the world, and give the people that are really legitimate, hardworking, decent, honest, you know, God-fearing citizens a chance to be in the places they belong. You know, all the places of prestige and honor in this world, all the places of authority are taken by scumbags, primarily. And you all know it. But you don't care. Because they're so busy feeding you issues. They're so busy keeping you, you know, in your sweet spot with entertainment. And you know, giving you whatever you want. Give you the porno, give you the same-sex marriage, give you the abortion, give you whatever's convenient, makes your life easy. You know, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how far from God's standards it is, as long as, you know, it keeps you entertained, it keeps you busy. They throw you a bone, you know, to distract you off their trail. You know, you people got to wake up. You're part of why this nation is dying and almost dead. The only revival for this nation is to change the entire system. And it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen through your democratic, libtard ways of doing things. You know, that's how you got us here. And all you good people that have sat around, all you good citizens sat around and said nothing. You kept your mouth shut. You want to keep peace. You don't want to rock the boat. You don't want to stir things up. You just want to be sitting there on your apathetic butts. You know, I want to be the peacemakers, you know, and, you know, keep things status quo, all while they're robbing you blind, tearing your country apart, taking away the future of your children and your children's children, and they've sold you into slavery, and you don't care. How sad is that? Half of you Christians, I'm not going to go vote. There's no good candidates. I'm not going to go vote. Why don't you open your internal spiritual eyes and ears to God and say, God, who do you want me to vote for? Who should I choose? And give him a chance to give you some input on this. Instead of just, hey, there's no good candidates out there. I ain't going to vote. I'm not going to vote. Well, you want to sell your children into slavery and your grandchildren into slavery, and destruction's coming on this country, and you don't care. It's coming on because, let me tell you something, your current government has sold you out to the UN, and the UN is selling you out. They're going to take control of everything in this world. You go, oh, that's just, you know, futuristic nonsense. No, it's not. That's exactly what they're doing. And you're part of it because you ain't standing up against it. You know, from the lowest scumbag dog person to the top of the dirty White House, it's time to expose the criminals. It's time to expose the dirtbags and the scumbags instead of letting them rule and reign over this land and over this world. It's your choice. You can sit on your dead butt and watch sweet little cute puppy videos for the rest of your life, or you can stand up for once in your entire life and make a difference. Okay? okay? So this is your sweet spot. Sit here and look at cute, sweet puppies and enjoy it. But remember, you're going to be accountable for everything you did and everything you did not do. You're going to be accountable to God, to your children, to your grandchildren. So, if I sound angry, well, you'll have to just overlook the fact that I'm tired. I am getting old and tired, and I'm tired of watching the good people sink to the bottom and the criminals, the crooks, and the scumbags rise to the top and pull the strings. I'm tired of it. I've lived long enough in this world. I've exposed everything that I could expose wherever I saw it. And yes, that's given me the popularity, you know, probably of a slug. But, I mean, it's not a popularity contest. I'm not going for popularity here. You know, my interest is in the truth. My interest is in a future for my children, my grandchildren. That's where my interest lies. I want to make sure that they're going to have a place where they can actually live and grow and be free. And maybe we aren't enjoying the benefits we did that our parents had, you know, because their parents came to this country, worked hard, and earned them the living that they got. And we're not getting that. Now we're in the payment generation again. We've gotten back to, we got to pay for it. We got to come back and we got to pay for all the goodies that they got. But you know what? If that makes it possible for our grandchildren to have a life, you know, not slavery from the government freebies. You know, they're going to control your food. They're going to control your food sources just like they're doing now. They're going to control you with food and medicine. And they're going to keep you pacified with the media, with your entertainment. That's all your whole world is, you know. They got you. You're a puppet. They got you by these strings. Medicine, food, and freebies. You know, your entertainment here. They got you. You're the slave. Only you haven't woke up and realized it. By the time you do realize it, it's going to be too late. So yeah, enjoy the cute puppies. I'm enjoying them. This is the big pie boy. He said, put me down. Bob, you gotta get out of the way, Bob, because I can't even put the puppies in the camera. This is a little pie boy. If you don't stay out of the camera, I'm gonna lock you outside. I'm serious, bud. And of course, Chavons busy licking them and cleaning them, but they're beautiful, healthy puppies. It may very well be the last litter we ever raise. It's very entirely possible because we're getting too old for this. It's too tiring. Where we should be at this age is judging at dog shows. That's what we did. That's what we spent our lives preparing for. It's what we should be doing, along with our puppeteer peers and friends. But this is where we are. This is where God has placed us. So I'm not fighting him on it. I'm just like, you know what? I'm not going to let people run me into the ground anymore and cover me up in their dirt pile of litter, you know, when they take a crap on you and cover you up with the litter. It's time for exposure. You know, I'm not naming names. I'm not stupid. I don't want to end up in a lawsuit. But I'm going to expose the darkness every chance I get, everywhere I go. You don't like that? Too bad. Stay away from me. So, and there's a lot of good people out there too, and there has been some really fine people in this sport, in dogs, in the dog world. Most of them are gone, but there's a few left, not many, because they're pushed to the peripheral. I could probably name you some names of some very fine dog people. Clean, honest, hardworking, God-fearing, honest people that have done their job, have done their duty in the dog world, and have got zip for it, or kept on the perimeter where they can be watched and managed by that controlling group of Luciferian puppeteers up there at the top, you know. So, there's been some good people. But the video I made you showing the behavior of the people outside the ring and the judges sitting outside the ring, those aren't made up. That's actual. You know, yeah, it sounds bitter to you because you're seeing me enact characters that I've watched all of my life. You don't like that. That's not the kind of person Michael and I were sitting at dog shows. We weren't the ones sitting there making that kind of, you know, nasty chat. and running down everybody else. Yeah, there's ages and stages you go through where you say stupid stuff and you go through some of that immature behavior. But you know, by the time you're 40, 50, 60, your mouth should not be cranking out sewage like that. You should be able to sit outside a ring, no matter who you're with, and act like a decent human being, a decent God-fearing human being that respects other people, that has a love and a respect for the sport. You know, that should be what's coming out of your mouth. And your behavior in the ring should be the same way. You know, if you still haven't learned how to be a good sport by the time you're 40, 50, get out. You need to go back to finishing school. You're not ready for the real world. So, yeah. This is why I'm making some of these videos. It's not because I want to show you this bitter, angry, hostile side of me. It's because I'm not going to lay down and be buried in someone else's litter pan, you know? It ain't going to happen anymore. So I used to write for the dog world. I exposed a lot of crap in the dog world for 20 years. And I was given that privilege by an editor who probably now thinks I'm an absolute, neurotic nutcase, which is, fine. But, I mean, it's a thing you do. And when you expose people's behaviors, you don't become their best friends. It's not going to happen. It's biting me. It's a bitey biter. It's attacking me with the little mouth. Bulgar, you don't come play with the puppy. He says, I wish I could. He's so teeny, like a little ant. Pick up the whole camera, Bogue. Yeah, it's the real world. The characters that I presented to you in those videos, some of the dialogue is actual. It could have been taken word for word. It is actually taken word for word, to the best of my memory. And some of the behaviors I showed you were actual behaviors. You're going to clean up this sport. You're going to clean up this country. You got to start with you, yourself, your own mouth, and the people you deal with. Shame on you people. We're still acting like 6-year-olds in a sandbox, and you're 40 and you're 50 and you're 60. Shame on you. Shame on you. You're greedy and selfish people, and you think your dogs are the only things that count in this life, and they're. You can't handle any criticism. You can't handle any truth. The judges are all corrupt and rotten. Yeah, well, half of them probably are. And the other half are probably, too old to judge anymore. But he says, yeah, he's coming out to talk to me, this guy. He's going to come out and say hi to you, Bogue. Yeah, he's pretty bold. But yeah, I know you come here for your sweet spot, and you want all sweetness and light, and you want it all happy and everything good, and, this is your sweet spot. I get that. But it can't all just be that way, because, this can't be your whole life. This just cannot be your whole life. And if you make this your whole life, God help you. God help you if this is all you've got going. You want to go talk to him? He's looking right at you. Yeah, he says, I dare you come over here, Bogue. You come over here, Dad. I'm going to punch you one right on the nose with my big footy. Look at this footy. See how big that is? Oh, come pop you one right on the nose with it. Yeah, I love the dogs and I love the characters. And because they're way safer to be with people than with people. I mean, let's face it, dogs are way safer to be with than people. And, I get that I'm not a television actress or personality. I mean, I go dry-mouthed in front of audiences, Yeah, the only place you could put me is if you revive the Carol Burnett show. And it would have to be like the dog world version. But, so, you turn some of this into humor, it's therapeutic. But at the same time, you got to expose, you got to expose the garbage in the world too. And yeah, the good people, the people that are good characters out there, I mean good characters. I don't mean people that work hard to get themselves prestige and places of honor that they want, and they're walking on people's backs the whole way to get there. knifing people in the back to get there. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the good people. They're really good people. They deserve to be honored. They deserve to be recognized and respected. I'd love to give you a list of names, past 40 years of people that I've known in the dog world that I think are some of the finest people I've ever known, dogs or not. I'd love to do that. I don't think I could. I don't think legally I could do it, but I would love to do it. And I can tell you some people that I think are very fine people that are in the sport right now, and you'll be surprised when I tell you this, but I think, I think that there's some very decent and honorable people in the sport, and I wish they would be given more opportunities than they are. I don't think they will, and, I don't think they will because they are decent and honorable, and they can't be puppeted. And if you can be puppeted, they'll keep you in there. If you can't be puppeted, then they probably won't. So, yeah. I think all of it's silly. It's just silly, stupid games. And sometimes the older you get, the more you recognize how silly and stupid stuff is. Because, your priorities change, and you start looking at what's important in life and letting go of what's so stupid and superfluous. Look at Chavons, she's just staring at him like, you get 1 inch closer, I'm going to flatten your nose even further than it is. Bogie wants this. He wants to just creep up and see those puppies so bad. Poor Bogie. You get a kick out of you. Yeah, he did. Oh, get you rub my big tummy. You gotta take up the whole camera, don't you, Bogue? I tell you, the one thing the dogs have done for me, I'm kind of a recluse anyway, is helped me to really meet some nice people. Pet owners. I'm not talking about dog show people. Most of them have been a complete loss. But pet owners, some really nice, connected me with some really nice people that just wanted good dogs that were raised in a good, clean, loving environment. And, I've met a lot of really nice people that way. And so if there's one thing that I've really been happy with, it's meeting people like that and getting to know them. There, Bogie, I think the only thing that's going to be on this camera is your face. Your big Bogie face. You're such a ham. Chavons, she's just, I can't even get off this pad. All my puppies are stuck on here. They're like super glue. They're super glued to the pad. But yeah, I could sit and tell you, I'll probably spend the rest of my videos telling you all about my dog adventures, and that's what you want to hear. You don't want to hear the hard stuff. You don't want to hear the tough stuff. Like I said, everybody's looking for that sweet spot. Where are you going, big guy? Go crawl off this pad, I'm too warm. We wormed the puppies the other day. What the vet thought would be a good idea is to give them some wormer. So we did that. We gave them some wormer, and the big guy spit it right. I mean, he literally just spit it right out and barfed it up all over. I don't think he got any, but the other ones did. So I don't know. I might have to reworm him later. But these puppies, some of them are getting close. They're 2.5 pounds now, 1.5 to 2.5 pounds. So, oh, stop! He didn't stop! Help! Help me! Help me! I've fallen and I can't get up. There'll be nothing on this video but your big bum and your big head. You are the worst ham ever. I want them a baby. I want them to see me. I'm a big Bogie baby. I'm a Bogie baby. So yeah, this could be the only litter we ever have. I told Michael, I said, we'll just keep all 4 puppies. We'll have 6 dogs. He's like, you can't be serious. You don't think 6 dogs. Like, yeah, well, whatever. I mean, 6 little flat-faced children running around the house. Oh, we'll check that one out and we'll roll you over. Man, look at the massive head on that guy. Oh my gosh, he's gonna be a bruiser. And you're saying like, well, which ones do you think are gonna be show puppies? Probably none of them. You mistake me for someone who's actually interested in showing dogs. Not anymore. The only standard they gotta meet is Carol's standard now. Oh, 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 put me down. Oh, you got liquid something on your head. I hope it's not urine. There you go, boy. There you go. So, I got this idea. I was praying about it one day, what I should name these dogs, you know, because I always name I don't usually do names, but I wanted to figure out what to name these dogs, and I was praying about it, and it came to my mind to name them after great evangelists of the past. And I thought, oh, that's kind of a good idea. So I'm looking up these evangelists of the past, you know, great American evangelists, and of course, different ones came to mind, and reading up their histories and kind of looking on it and thinking, okay. Well, anyway, we went to the vet I think it was last week, because the one puppy we had to take into the emergency because he had that gastric distress episode after my vet put him on the SMZ, and he must have had a terrific tummy ache. But anyway, we Michael comes back from the vet, and he's got, you know, the piece of paper that has the vet's name and everything, and I look at it, and it says Bill Graham. I'm like, oh God, you got a sense of humor, you know, Billy Graham. So I know which one I'm naming Billy Graham, in case you wondered, it's that one. It's spot on. But, yeah, I'm hoping it'll signify, you know, you might find this presumptuous, which I really don't care. I don't care what people think of me. But anyway, when I named Ben Golden Rule, I felt like at some point in his life, he had been named that specifically. At some point in his life, when he reached the end of his life, I very clearly, you know, felt that God was showing me that when he died, the golden rule in America would be over. And that's exactly what happened. And so I wanted him to live as long as possible because I truly believe that. And it was true. And so I'm going to name these after 4 evangelists, great American evangelists. I think there'll be some might not be American, but great evangelists, men evangelists. And I'm hoping that they will signify this revival of evangelism in America to bring the Word of God back to America, to bring us back to a place where people are God-fearing instead of God-smearing, you know. We get this whole generation of media-fed karma. It's all karma, you know. Your karma will get to you. What do you think karma is? You know, what do you think that is? Do you think it's like a magical vapor that, you know, you wave your wand and somebody gets karma'd? You know, come on, people. There is the Spirit of God on earth, and that is it. You know, there isn't anything else. There is not. There is nothing else. It doesn't matter. Just because you don't want it, you want to deny God. You don't want to admit it exists. That's not going to make karma a reality for you. You know, there is no karma, and there is no other God except the God that created this world and this universe. And it doesn't matter how much crap the media feeds you and diverts and distracts you with. You know, they're trying to promote. All they're promoting is Muslimism in America. That's because you got a Muslim president. You know, and and he's not even an American. You know, so that's what you got. You know, you're being fed, you know, all of this religious preference, and you know, you eat that stuff up like with a spoon. You know, that's just pathetic. And then the rest of you don't think there's any God at all, or you think there's just some benevolent, vaporous entity floating over the universe, and someday he will admit you all in this heavenly realm because of the fact that you're you, and you've done good things, and, you know, despite the fact that you're evil, wicked, and, you know, you're a scumbag, you've done a few good things in your life, you've said a few good things, and that's going to make it all right in the end, or maybe you're going to balance it out somehow, you know. I'm going to balance it out. I'll make sure that all the bad things I do are counteracted by all the good things I do, and which I'm going to do when I'm old, because I want to have fun when I'm young, so I'm going to be bad when I'm young, I'm going to be good when I'm old. Ain't going to work for you. That's not going to happen. That never happens, and it's not going to happen. So, You know, stop telling yourself all these lies and get sucked in by the media, the lying libtard philosophies in this world. You think there's going to be no punishment, you're going to die, there's going to be darkness, and you're going to go to sleep. You're going to go to the big, quiet sleep, and all of the stuff you've done in your life won't matter because you won't exist. Let me tell you what's going to happen, because I've been there. I have already been there, and I have known plenty of people who've been there besides. The moment that you leave this body, that moment, that second you leave this body, you're going to be in the hands of other spiritual entities. The ones that you have inadvertently or intentionally assigned over your life. You're like, oh yeah, I don't believe in that. We're all one mystical universal spirit. No, we're not. Every one of you is an individual spirit, just like your dogs are. Just like everything created has its own spirit. You're going to be there. You're going to be in the hands of somebody. If I was you, because I'm telling you, I've seen some pretty scary crap on the other side. If I was you, I'd make sure that I knew what hands I was going into. Man, you have no idea what you're going to face. You think that stuff on the screen you see, multi-technical, multi-vision, triple-digit, DDX-rated, 3D glass movies you see with all that technology up there, you've got digital crap. You think that's scary stuff? Yeah, that stuff scares the crap out of you. Let me tell you what, the reality is going to make that look like Disneyland. It's going to look like Disneyland. So, yeah, you want to know where you're going. I'm not telling you that because, I'm trying to, just, cover your mind with some nonsense that I want to feel good about in my life to make me feel secure. This is reality. I'm telling you the truth. Me and a lot of other people have had these NDEs, and we've seen what that other side looks like. And it's real. It's more real than what you're doing right here, right this minute. You think this is your reality. You have no clue. You have no clue, people. You need to get yourselves right. Get your lives in order. Get those P's and Q's straightened out. Forget karma. Forget the crap the media is feeding you, and go back and find God. If it takes you going sitting in a woods for 3 days, go find God. You go search for Him. Because the Bible says you search for Him with all your heart, you're going to find Him. You're going to be found of Him. He knows where you are. He knows who you are. He knows what you're doing. He created you. He created every day you ever lived. And He knows what your thoughts are. He knows what you're thinking just by what's coming out of you. It's not that He's there spying on you and spying on your thoughts. Your life is like a vapor going up towards Him constantly. Everything you think and do. And you're thinking, no, I don't believe that. It doesn't matter what you believe. It doesn't make one bit of difference what you believe in this life unless you believe the truth. Everything else is garbage. It's just garbage. Okay, well, you've had a chance to look at the puppies, and you've had a chance to listen to me. I'm not proselytizing. I'm telling you the truth. You don't want it? Get off my channel. You don't want the truth. You don't want to hear the truth. You don't want to know the truth. You just want the sweet spot in life. Fine, watch the other videos. Watch the sweet spot videos. But your soul is more important than your sweet spot, so make sure you get them hooked up right. Right, folks? They love it when I tell the truth about everything else. They just don't love it when I tell the truth about them and about God and about this other life that we're going to live for eternity. They don't like that part. They don't want to hear that part, Bogie. Even you know that part. They don't want to hear that part. They just want all happiness and soft puppies and pretty things and joy and peace, and everybody loves everybody. Give me my medication and I'm all good. Okay. Well, happy day. Happy day to you all.